I'm sure there's plenty of other things you'd want to check, but that's the kind of issue that on the exam, if you had something like this, it would be leading you towards understanding the implications of those historical reviews, how that would impact and be so important before you even really got into building code and zoning code. Okay, question number 3. The egress path starts in the unit and ends where? So the egress path is this idea that I'm in an office or I'm in an apartment, I'm in a larger building that has multiples, and as soon as whatever the alarm goes off and I'm now in a panic and I'm trying to leave, as soon as I go out the door of my unit, I'm in the corridor. That is part of the egress path. Why is it important? Because as soon as we start calling it an egress path, it has issues associated with it. So there's fire ratings of the walls, there's specific distances that I'm allowed to go. I have to get safer and safer and safer before I get out. I cannot have a situation where I'm in a kind of safe space and then I get into a safer space and then I'm in a kind of safe space again. Right? Like it can't go up and down in its safety, in its fire rating capacity. So I'm always getting safer and safer until I'm out and away from the building. And the way this question is, what this question is really asking is, when does it stop being the egress path? And the answer is going to be when I am safely away from the building. Typically, that's going to be about 30 feet away from the building. And the reason for the 30 feet away from the building is they don't want you to get into a courtyard that is locked and you can't get away from the building. If it's a big enough courtyard, that's fine. But if it's a little tiny sort of outdoor vestibule and you're locked and within 3 feet of a building and that building's on fire, that's not a great place to be. So the thought is that you have to be able to get all the way out. One term with egress paths that is sort of a good one to remember is the idea that the egress path will always be keyless in the direction of egress. So I'm going to write that one out. In the direction of egress. So that means if there's a panic, if there's a fire, I shouldn't have to fumble through my pocket, find the key to unlock the door to get out of my unit, or to unlock the door from the corridor into the stairwell, or to unlock a door to get at the bottom of the stairwell out of the building, right? It should all be that I can do that without a key. So imagine there's a fire alarm going off at 2, 3 in the morning. You jump up, you maybe put a bathrobe on and you're panicked and there's smoke in the building. Really, you're going to remember to grab your key? And so what can happen is you end up in that situation where you get out of your unit, but now I'm in the corridor, I can't get back into my unit, and I can't get into the stairwell. Well, that doesn't make any sense. It has to be that once you start that process, you can get all the way out and get away from the building into a safe situation. I don't know that specific terminology would come up on the exam, but it's an important idea, and it does seem like the kind of thing you should have some comfort with, sort of figuring out how do you do that and still make things secure and safe for everyday use.